Okay, now this is more of a serious video. I'm going to be doing it's like a review of Vale driving test centre. Okay, the person I had, the instructor on my test was Mark. Okay, this is I experienced really aggressive from him, a lot of lies, a lot of trying to trick me. Even wanted me to run over my cyclist, you know, someone on a push bike. He was telling me to go, and I said I can't because it was a cyclist over here. So this video is about everyone who's experienced the same sort of thing to comment below, tell your story, because after having my test, I was told it's 50-50 with him. He either says nothing and just marks you along and passes you, or he acts like this. And I told my partner, he helped me did a letter. I said exactly everything what went on Friday and complaint. Monday night now, I haven't heard nothing. I only had an automatic response. And something so serious, I thought I'd heard something back by now. I was going to wait until the complaint was done. But my partner came home from work and said he told his friends from work. And he said, "Is that Mark?" And my partner goes, "Yes, it was a guy called Mark." And apparently he did the same thing to this guy. But luckily this guy got passed. But obviously he's failed a lot of people too. But this guy said he was trying to trick him and all the stuff what I was trying to say, you know, when the sat-nav was on and you're supposed to be following instructions with the sat-nav, he was constantly talking and trying to trick him and stuff like that. And he really thought he was going to fail because of all the trickery. But he didn't. He luckily passed and he was really shocked. So he had a good story, meaning not a good story how he was treated, but he actually passed. I feel like I was conned out of a test to be a fair test. That test should have been fair, and I should have had the same right of anyone else at a test to have a fair test and be treated the same as anyone else. Now, I believe because I didn't wear a mask, he did it deliberate and was a proper peed off. Okay. So I'm going to talk through what happened. I'm going to get the map up on my here. You probably won't see it, but just so I can tell you the roads and stuff like that. So it started off. He pretty had the sat nav on straight away. Every left, but I'm going to start from the beginner actually. I was given him my driving license. Okay, he had a mask on. He was wiping the spraying my driving lesson before he touched it. He didn't even touch it. He touched it with a wet wipe. He wrote it down in the tab. He got me to sign my name, and he got a bit angry because I didn't sign my name right. But before that, the first thing he asked if I was going to wear a mask because it's your choice, he said, and I said no. And he said to me, because of the rise in COVID at the moment, which I didn't realise it was a rise in COVID. I'm going to talk as less as possible and for me not to respond only if I need to. Okay. I got glasses. Okay. I don't need them from this distance, but I need them to see the license plate. Otherwise, from the distance he showed me, I could see the license plate but blurry, but make out the words. Okay. But I need glasses. If I put a mask on, it goes blurry. And come on, if you can't see, I'm going to be panicking. I'm not going to I'm going to fail and stuff. This is not complete because I failed. You know, I believe 90% I would have passed. 10%, obviously you need 10%. But I think I did everything he shouldn't have failed me on. Okay, he even got me to do a parallel park on a hill, which usually you'd think they would have it more of a straight, you know, not so bad, but which is not a problem because I did it perfectly. I found the parallel parks the easiest one out of the lot anyway, and I can do them all. And I've been able to do them all since March this year, and we're now in October. I've been ready to pass it since March. But the problem was I needed to do my theory. And my other one ran out because of COVID, you see. I had to stop for a while. Okay. And yeah. So my other one ran out. So I was ready to do it since then. The only thing I wasn't confident, but I have been the last week or so, was when I couldn't, like, say if I did a reverse park, right? It might be only slight on the line, but I knew how to fix it. Even people who drive now know how to fix it, go out and fix. So whatever I could do, I get it wrong, I could fix it so it wouldn't be a fail. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, it got a bit peed off because I didn't write my name properly, even though I have to do it with my finger. And it's not the same as doing it with a skinny pen with your finger, and it doesn't proper go off. So I got me to do it 2 times. He was like, no, that's not good. And he wanted me to do it the 3rd time. And I went to retry. And before I could do that, he snatched it and said, oh no, don't worry. That's it. Yeah, that's fine. So we went into the car, but he was all acting all happy and lally because when we were passing my instructor, and basically we got in the car. Okay, he got me to do what did he get me to do? Do the water, you know, obviously wash the front screen. Okay, also turn the light to fog lights. And also, he got me to do the front, to demist the front window. He got me to do 3. So before we drove off, that's what he asked me to do. Okay, so we drove off, right? And then, we drove off, and he had the sat-nav on. But I didn't even realise he had the sat-nav on at first. But he told me directions anyway. But he also said, can you open your window? He goes, can you open the window because of COVID? So you've got air on your side coming in. I don't know why he can open his own window, but he wanted me to open my window, which I did. I didn't realise at the time, obviously, opening your window, you don't hear as much because you can hear loads of traffic when the window could have been closed, which was no problem. It didn't bother me at all. Okay, so I opened the window. That was fine, and then I heard the sat nav going off. Okay, and going up the road, it was a sat nav going off. But he was telling me directions at the same time, and I said, "Am I supposed to be following the sat nav?" Or he said, "Yeah, follow the sat nav." So I was supposed to be following the sat nav for 20 minutes. He didn't pull me over to tell me he was going to do the sat nav. It was all like a bit of trickery going on there. So we got to the roundabout, okay, and he was like, when the sat nav was telling me what to do, what directions to do, he was like, go over here, go over here, go over here. So basically, it was really, really confusing. So I was just staring at the sat nav because he was screaming and like aggressively, go over here, go over here, go over here. And every time the sat nav spoke, he did the same thing. He didn't say take the 3rd exit. He didn't say, oh, go here. I know exactly where to go. He was saying go over here, confusing me. And when I was supposed to take like say the 3rd exit, he was telling me to take the 2nd exit by pointing, by making it look like it was more closest to the 2nd exit than the 3rd. The whole point, one of the bits when you follow sat nav, that part, you're supposed to take instructions from the sat nav, not from him. And being that at the beginning of the test, he told me he wasn't going to talk as much, only when he needed to. Okay, and told me not to talk either. Okay, so we did that, right? We drove all the way around Barry doing that. He was constantly moaning about that, you know, go over here, go over here, go over here. A couple of times he was like, oh, your steering ain't that good, or this, or he was doing a couple of like slide comments, and I was like, what are you moaning about? I'm driving in a straight line and he's moaning about my steering and stuff like that. Every time I was going up to roundabout, I slowed down so I could see what was going on the roundabout, so I didn't have to stop if I needed to go around the roundabout if it was clear. Okay. Okay, so I'm a bit lost where I was, but I had to say to my boy, he's in there with his daddy at the moment. I'm in here, so it's quiet, but he picked up his dinner plate because he just had food. I need to take this to the kitchen. He's never done that before. So basically, we were going all the way around Barry in the sat nav, and yeah, every turning it was like that. Okay, but you know it does get worse. Okay, so we won't go over to the island. Okay, and it does tell me to take the second exit or something like that, and he was shouting, "Oh no, we go over here," because that bit was wrong apparently on the thing. Okay, so we did that. Okay, so going up Island Road, going up to the ship, going right away up. He told me to take the first exit at the top, so I did that. Okay. Yeah, I did that. I'm just trying to look at the map so I could exactly say what was it. So we were going to the Nap area by Romley Park. Okay, that turning where the new houses are, like posh houses, and it was a big gap with no cars, right? And he said park by there. So basically, and this was a trick question, right? He didn't even let me park. I didn't even stop the car. It was going like 2 miles an hour, but it was going. Okay, I didn't even get to stop the car, and he told me, no, just drive on. Okay, I think he was trying to trick me. Very aggressive when he's saying this, and really snappy, and like it's like I didn't feel like I was on a test. You know, I felt like I was being bullied. That's how I felt. It was horrible. I felt like he was so wrongly park where the junctions are. Okay. Oops. Now, basically, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to pause it and start now. Okay, so here we are, right? Wait a minute. So we're coming down here. Right. Okay. More up by here. Okay. There was a load of this house is here now. Okay, but so this is a what wood. And east, and it's a junction by here. I think we're further up this way though. Right. And yeah, so there was a junction by here. We're further up again. He told me it's a junction here. That's how it was by here, and all this was empty. Nothing until about here. And he said park anywhere in between the, you know, here. He pointed where he wanted me to park. So I was quite around by here. I was quite close to the edge, but I was driving, okay, and I wanted to park. It was somewhere along here, but I didn't stop the car because I was aiming to park right by a I think it was a bit further down. I think I wanted to park. It's a bit confusing. I wanted to park somewhere, but he told me to park, and I was looking where to park. But I was close to the edge coming down here, slow, and I was looking for somewhere to park, and I parked somewhere by here, basically, yeah. Okay, but I didn't park. As I was like 2 miles an hour, and he said, "Oh no, too late. It's too late. Come on, go." Like he was tricking me to say like I failed doing that, but I didn't even stop. Okay, I'm not sure where exactly it was. So then I came along here again, right? Right. Okay. This point the sat nav is off. Okay. Island Road. That's when the sat nav stopped. So he told me to come up here, so I did. Okay. Then he told me to park along here. I parked right by here. Okay, well, I don't think there was cars on the opposite side, but I parked just by here. Okay, as I went to park, I didn't even stop. It was like, as I went, I didn't even press neutral, didn't get to, he said go off. It was very trickery, like he wanted to trick me a lot of the time. Then he said it again, park it by here. So I parked it by here. Okay, then see, now this is going up to a hill, as you can see. Then he wanted me to park by here, so I parked by here. And he was like, sort of thing. That's how he was acting all the time. Okay, you can see it's quite steep hill now, yeah? Quite steep hill. Okay. Trying to think where he got me. He wanted me to do a power park. See, this is quite steep. It was run by here. So, yeah, I think I can remember bushes. So it's going up quite steep. It was a run by here. It was enough for 2 cars and 2 cars park on either side. Okay, so it was a car by here, and a car could park there, a car could park there, it was empty, and another car was there. So it wasn't that much of a gap, and he got me to park by here. I think it was quite a bit further up, more steeper. Okay, so it was on a hill, which wasn't a problem. I went along here, parallel parked, and went in here. As I parallel parked into here, do you know the full turning to straighten up? I had it on my reel and I was about to turn it left to straighten up, even though it was perfect. I did it perfect, right? He was like, oh, by the way, no, just go now. So I didn't straighten up. I didn't go in neutral and I didn't put the handbrake on. He didn't give me a chance, okay? Right? It doesn't look like a hill, but it is, as you can see. It does go up and up and up, okay? But, you know, so I did that, okay? And he wanted me to, and he was screaming at me, drive off, right? But it was a car going down, so I had to pause anyway. But he wanted me to drive off. Okay, so we went up here then. Right. No, the sat nav was on. So sat nav was saying take this slight left and a slight right. Right. So he got me to do all that, but at the time the sat nav didn't say nothing because it was nothing to do down there. So he goes slight left, which which it is a slight left going up here rather than go down there, and the right. Okay, and as I got up here, when he was saying that, he was on right. Okay, so I was looking both ways, and I turned when I could. Okay, coming down here. He was moaning, he was saying all stuff. I can understand him. Okay, now we came down here. Now, right by here, right? It's quite a busy road. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exits. The sat nav was trying to talk. I couldn't hear it, and he was just going, go over here. But when he was pointing, you couldn't tell if he was on about there or there. I couldn't hear the sat nav, and I was just staring at the sat nav, so I knew what to do. So I waited to go, and I went. Okay, went up here. Right, was fine. Okay. Trying to show you where all the places I went. Okay, it was the last exit on the sat nav. It told me I went up here. Okay. Which is no problem. But he was constantly trying to trick me and just say random stuff and huffing. I felt like I was in the car with an unstable person. I didn't feel safe. He was aggressive. And don't forget, I'm a girl, and he's like this old guy. I felt like really uncomfortable and like being bullied. So the sat nav was showing me to come up here, which I did. Okay. Oh, this is where it kicked off a bit. Okay. The sat nav told me to go down there. Okay. Second exit. It's only 2 exits here. I went down here, right? Around by here, as I gone down here, around by here, right? It was a clear road, no cars parked on both sides, right? I'm sure it was around by here somewhere. It might have been slightly further up. But as we got around by here, there was no cars on this road on both sides at the time, okay? Right? Satnab was telling me to go straight. He grabbed my wheel and turned it left. So like I felt like I was in control for 2 seconds, and then he let go and then carried on like it never happened, and he just ignored it. There was no parked cars, right? It might have been further up. It was on this road somewhere. I can't exactly remember where. It might have been further down here or further up by here. There was no parked cars. There was no cars coming this way. It's a really big road. There was no cars parked anywhere where I was at the time, right? No cars parked, right? And he grabbed the wheel for no reason, right? Grabbed the wheel for no reason. I don't understand why he did that, but he did that, okay? And I was like, why did you do that? And he just ignored me and grunted and laughed. Like, I'm not saying nothing like that. I just didn't understand it. Okay? So that was a bit like, I was like, is this going on? Am I in a nightmare? Or am I having a nightmare? He freaked me out that moment because I had no idea why he touched that thing. There was no cars any direction, and it was no cars parked. I was going on a straight road doing about 27 miles an hour on this road. He had no reason whatsoever to do that, okay? No reason. It wasn't like I was parked in and I over when he grabbed the car. He had no reason to do that at all, okay? This is like over halfway through the test, right? And guess what? He's done that, like, but it's something coming up right now as well. So I was going down this road here. It's like one time I did go through down here and I did go down there. It's a bit confusing. I think the second loop I went down there. Okay, so I went down here, fine. Okay. All the way down here. Right. It got really aggressive over here because a guy was walking on the road, and it's like you could tell he wanted me to go. So I was driving perfectly fine. I've been driving for a while. I'm really confident with my driving. I've been driving so long because I did manual first, and I went to automatic, and I was like, oh, just to see because it was taking me so long to pass my test in the other one. But I did have a quite crap instructor, and then when I got a quite good one, I was like, oh, I just need to do automatic it just to pass quickly. But I don't even know why it's doing that right now. Oh. Okay. It doesn't want me to go down this street for some reason. Okay. Okay. Go further down like this. Okay, this is thing. I did this pretty good. Okay. Did start to get annoyed by here. He told me to go this way, so I did. Okay. Okay, right, okay. Someone came out of Tesco's, right? I need to go back on myself a bit. As I was by here. I was about by here in the road, right? A guy started walking by here and right in the middle walked all the way down here like this. Okay, and I was about by here, right? So I wasn't going to drive going on there, and he went in a car right by there. Okay. Once he went in the car, I went forward when I could. There was cars coming this way as well. Okay, so I did that. I bet he was getting really ratty and annoyed. Coming down here, right? Coming down here. It's a stop sign coming up, right? So you have to stop, no matter what, yeah? Did I go there? Yeah. Okay, there was loads of traffic, okay? So, stop sign. There was cars going along here, a van going along here, and cars here. There was actually cars parked here as well, okay? I was along by here, right? And it was a car. I stayed a little bit further back because I could see a car reversing, like a big van car, like a 7-seater car reversing. There was 2 cars in front of it, and they reversed so they can let people come up because they were a bit trapped. Sorry, my partner just stopped me then. He wanted to know something. So when it was my turn, okay, I was just before the line, right? So it's a line. I need to go back a bit, I think. So I was by here, right? Right? Just before the line. It's a stop sign. I stopped. Okay, I was around by here. I stopped. Okay. I could see a car coming down here. Right. As the car passed, right? I could also see a bike coming up here. I was actually leaning in my window forward, right? He wasn't. There was cars here. And I could see a bike going up here in the middle of the road, right? That my partner moaned at me wanting to know a password for our app. So yeah, I was by here, right? The car just went past, and he was like, "You need to go. You should have went. You should have went. Oh, why you didn't go? You need to go." Right? And you see, the seconds after the car went, and I'm like, "I can't go. There's a cyclist coming." Right? As I said that, the cyclist drove past. Right in the middle of the street because there was cars on this side. Right, and went past his eyes, and he muttered and grunted. Okay. So then I went down here. So I went when it was safe. Okay. He wanted him. If he saw that cyclist, he basically wanted me to knock him over. That's if he saw him. Okay. He was really, really not right at all with that. Okay. Now, so that was just a bit much. Okay. Then, basically after that, we just basically drove back to the test centre and so basically then we drove back to the test centre. Every roundabout we passed, he did the same thing, but this stage of obviously the sat nav's not on, he's actually talking, okay, and rather than say go take the second exit, take the third exit, he just pointed here. He didn't say take the second exit. He was like, go there, go over there, go over there, that exit there. And then and I found he was quite silent, right? He was quite silent. I went up Glaston Road, okay, going up past the police station, quite silent, right? I think the police station was only the one he said, go over there. And every single one after that, I had to guess where I was going. Okay. He was like, take the second exit and that or whatever, but he didn't say the second exit. He just said over there. Okay, so he kept on saying that. We went past the co-op going all the way up. What road is it? No, it was not Barry Road. It was. It's all the roads are confusing. So it's the one. You got the police station road, and then obviously the traffic lights, right? Oh yeah, on the traffic lights, I forgot to say. This is on the way back now with traffic lights, right? You just after the police station. Okay, this is, what road is it called? Is that Glamorgan Road still? It's the A4055. You go to, okay, so if you go down, it's the bottom of the library, go up the top, there's Barry Road. Okay, like Tinny Wood Road, going up the hill. Okay, so we were up this, as we were approaching the traffic lights, right, I could see orange and then turning to red, okay, but they were orange, but it was too far, okay, and he was like, he was muttering like he wanted me to go. There was a lot of shouting and trickery going on, like he really wanted me to fail, and he was really annoyed. All the time when he was doing this, I tried to annoy him as much as possible and carry on, and he gave me a couple of minors and a fail because he touched the wheel. But I don't understand why he touched the wheel. So I'm going to go along here. Okay, so at this point, he didn't tell me what direction to go. He just didn't say nothing, and it was loads of roundabouts. Okay. Oh, why is it going sideways all the time? So there was another roundabout thing, and I just went straight across. He didn't tell me what roundabouts to go. It was somewhere on there. There was loads and loads and loads of roundabouts coming from here to the test station he told me to go to, and he either pointed or he just was like nothing. So I had to guess, but I just carried on the road like straight across, how you would when you go across roundabout, which is right. And then he was a bit quite silent on close to the test centre. At this point, I was like, "Is this man for real?" I didn't understand what was going on. I did everything right in my lesson, even though I had him screaming at me and abusing and bullying me. But the only thing he did to fail me on was grab the wheel, but he had no reason to do that. And one thing he said, he got me on speed. I can't remember going over the speed limit. I tried to do 27 up, 27 under 30, but not go under 25 because it could do you if you go too slow. That's on the 30 roads, that is, right? So got to the test centre. I'm going to go back. He didn't tell me to pull up in one of the bays. He just told me to park on the side, like he wanted to rush me to get out of me to go. So it was a little tiny car park where you could like pick 4 cars or 5 cars. Can't remember how many cars. But he wanted just me to park there. So he didn't even get me to park, basically. Okay, he pulled over, smiling and grinning, saying, "Oh, you done this, you done the, I'm afraid you failed." But with a really, "I'm afraid you failed," like that. And I was like, "What?" "You were out of control of you're all over the place," he was saying, and stuff like this. And I was like, "And you didn't take direction." And I was like, "The whole time you talked over the sat-nav and screaming to go opposite directions." At this point, just before he said this, he said, "Oh, bring your instructor over so she can listen to." And I was like, Yeah, the whole time you were talking over the thing so I could hear it. And I was like this on the thing. And he was like staring at the water goods because I couldn't hear it. And I did really, really good. And he was like, no, the only time I talked over it was when we got to Barry Island with the roundabout, it tells you to take the wrong exit. Okay. No, that didn't happen. And I was like, and at that point, I had tears in my eyes, and I was like, I was shocked. I started crying, only for a second or two. And then he was talking to the lady and my instructor, like every, like he was having the best day ever. How was your day? How are you being? This. And I just felt like, is this really happening? Am I in a nightmare? If I failed on a normal person who did my test, if I failed, I would have been, oh, thank you for the test. I learned from my mistakes for next time. You know me? Or if I was a bit nervous or something. If I had a different person, I could have failed. Yeah. But everything on there, everything he told me to do was correct. Okay. And I believe I would have passed. But I didn't have that fair choice. So if anyone else is going through the same thing, who's gone through this, I've heard of people now, is a 50-50 with him. So he either doesn't say nothing and passes you, or does all that horrible stuff and try to get you out or whatever. But he had it out for me from the second he saw me. It wasn't, no, something wasn't right. And then I said I didn't want going to wear my mask. But it was my choice too. I was told it's up to you. Even he made that clear. And then he started getting arsey. And he, in the thing, he did slide comments about the mask thing. Okay? And I'm like, I take, obviously COVID seriously, but when you can't pass your test because you've got glasses, I don't need them from this distance. I need them from far away. And, those glasses is a bonus for me, and I think I'd be breaking the law if I wasn't wearing them. I don't want them to fuck off. Every time I wear them, in the hospital and stuff, you have to wear a mask. Yeah, I put my mask on with my glasses, and they're so foggy, and I'm like, I can't do that when I'm driving. What I had, it was like, it was not fair at all. No one should have been talked to like that or treated, especially grabbing a wheel. That could have been dangerous. If it was a car there, I would have crashed into it if he grabbed that wheel and turned it left, like how he did. Do you get what I mean? I just don't understand it and how he can treat people like that. And it's gone, loads and loads of people are going through that. He is known for doing that. So I want everyone to comment below if they've gone through this with him, their story, even make your own video. I mean, it's not fair. And I have got autism children, okay? I've been struggling getting around for ages, and I wait patiently for my test. I had loads and loads of lessons. I was way more ready. If I passed my test when I did, it would have helped me out this week so much because I got 3 appointments, different hospital this week. Last week I had 3 as well. And do you get what I mean? I feel like I've been robbed of my, I should have a right to drive. No one should take that right away from you because they don't want you to pass when you're more incapable to pass. That wasn't right. I just felt like I got my money taken off me and not had what I paid for. Okay, if it was a fair test and I failed, I would have been not over the moon. I'd been like, oh, what a shame. But next time I'm going to try better. I'm not a person to moan about stuff, but that is ridiculous. And the second I found out he's known for doing that, people need to appear. So if you're having your test, you need to appear yourself. This is going to happen to you. Or might happen. It's a 50-50 chance with him that this will happen. So, and my partner, knowing an actual person in his work, he's gone through the same thing. Which is pretty... it's not right a guy can choose who passes and who not, if he's in the good mood or not. Do you get what I mean? That's not right. I mean, he's clearly not fit to work if he's treating people like that. He should have given me a fair test. He should have given me, are you happy at this parking? Which I did perfectly fine, and he got really annoyed because he was hoping he could get me on that. Okay? So, he really, affected me now. That's not nice because I've been waiting all that time to pass, right? Even if I didn't pass, doesn't matter. But I should have had a fair test, not to be bullied, not to be screamed at, and feel like, oh my God, I'm in the car with a crazy person. That's what I felt like. I felt, what is going on? I worked in care homes, and some care homes, and people have mental problems, okay, and they're not stable. People have all different conditions wrong with them, and when they got like schizophrenia and all different type of things like that, okay, but unstable because they're old, really old. But I'm not saying this guy's old, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's clearly obviously got a job, so he probably down the line he did know what he was doing. But to actually how he acted, it was not sane. He didn't act like a sane person. He acted like he had something wrong with him, something mentally wrong with him to do that. I feel like it was a crime broken in a way, how he treated me. I paid for something and I didn't get a fair test. I should have got a fair test. So I'm making this video, I'm ranting on, but hopefully people come forward and tell their side of the story, because it was a joke. The whole thing to him was a joke. So, and people, I'm trying to be self-employed. How can I get to my stuff if that? I'm doing YouTube videos. It is classed as self-play. I also do photography. That is self-employed. Okay. How can I do? And I was planning on doing loads of meditating videos. Going out, doing more blog videos, stuff active to do on my channel, and also get paid when people are watching my videos. Yeah. So it's like he's stopping me from there. I had loads of plans to have, I was going to share my partner's car. He said I could drive it straight away. So I was planning on, I went on I had an appointment today. I got an appointment tomorrow, and I got an appointment the next day. Okay. I was like, oh, if I pass my test, I'll be able to do that. If I had a fair test, right? A fair test, didn't try to trick you, and all the stuff he did, I would have passed. I was more than ready. I was confident on all the parts. The only thing I wasn't confident on, like weeks ago, was parking. But I could fix it. Most of the time I did it correctly. The times I didn't, I could fix it. The last couple of lessons I've had, I've done it straightforward on the first go. But if I couldn't, I could fix it. Everything else was confident on roundabout, going when I should. I was way over there. My driving show, I was more than enough ready. I've been ready for ages. But I have to wait for the test. And the test, you won't book them every 6 months. If you're lucky to get a time slot when someone cancels, you're lucky. But there's apparently only supposed to be 2 test people on there as well. So it's like a 50-50 chance I get him. I asked for a refund. I complained about him. You know, I hope they take it serious, and he has confident chances. You know, something happens, you know, he gets a warning or some sort, you know, affect him. But I felt that was not right at all. I'm going on about it, but I want to share this to the world, and I want it to go it. So I would like it to go worldwide. I don't care. I want to get this guy into trouble what he deserves. Nothing more, nothing less. Just everyone needs to know about him. Everyone needs to be prepared. If you go on a test with him, you got a 50 chance this might happen to you. And you got your story, so you can tell that. So thank you for watching. I'm all a bit... But the thing is, I just can't believe it. And how he acted when he said I failed and the reasons why, I was like, are you joking me? I didn't understand it. And I was like, oh my god, the whole test he got angry because he, you know, what's it called? But I'm still in shock at what happened. But after today, my partner came home and he said his friend, it's happened to him as well. It's happening to loads of people. You know, he shouldn't be able to get away with this long. He's employed by the government, like, do you get what I mean? For tests. Why is this going on? Why ain't anyone at house has reported it? Why is there no more videos and stuff? You mean? So I'm still waiting for a response. So this is my first video. My second video will be after the response. And hopefully, but by then, someone has come forward and text saying, no, this has happened to me too. Because this is not on. So I'm just like, I feel robbed, basically, you know. I could be doing a lot of things right now. I live in a village. I'm out of nowhere. Every time I have to get the bus, it's like 2 hours here, 2 hours there. No, it's 4-hour journey. Stop in between. I might have to get an extra bus or a train. But I'm really upset. So the guy is Mark, and it's in Barry. Over the Waterfront, Barry test centre. No, not far from Astor, basically. Just on the road from Astor. Not far from the pump house. But I'm still a bit like, I was so confident. I was doing so good. And now I have to tell everybody, oh, I failed because of this. And we're like, you failed. You mean it's just ridiculous. So yeah, so you can actually, just by choosing who you want to pass and treating someone really, really bad, you can affect someone's life loads. You know me? Like, I'm just really sad he's done that. You know, I don't feel like I was treated like a human being, and I definitely don't think someone like him should have a job, what he's doing and how he's treating people. I'm going to leave it to that now because I think I said enough, but it's really got to me, and it's got to me more that he's done it to loads of other people too. So I'm not the only person that's gone through this. So yeah, that's all I got to say. He had white hair. I was a bit taller than me. Had a little bit of belly on him, maybe ish. But I'm like, he made me feel like he was a mental person that has never done a driving, instructor, a normal instructor like driving one. It's like his first time he taught someone to drive, at first driving lesson, and he was really aggressive and didn't know what he was doing. Okay, the vibes I got off him was horrible. He really scared me in a weird way. I just didn't get him at all. So I hope this is people take this seriously and tell me your story. If you had a good experience or a bad experience, and what you think of this. If you agree with me or if you don't. Okay, so thank you now. Bye for now. And I hope he watches this. This has really affected my life. This would, if I, and by the way, on my next takes, I'm gonna have my own dash cam take, right? Camera, actual hidden camera on me, everything, and I'm gonna record everything else. I'm hoping not to have him again. I'm hoping nothing like this happens again. But my advice, if you're going to take your test with him, right, and you haven't got a choice, and it might be 50-50 that you might have him, have a body camera on you. Even if you haven't got a body camera, have just record in your pocket so you can actually hear what's going on and his answers and stuff. Because, he needs a panorama on him, he does. I'm surprised they haven't done one before. So hopefully me going forward to this and people going forward, you never know, they might come to him. Bye for now.